What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right. First of all, before I get in this video, I want to remind you guys, as always, if you want to show love to this channel, if you want to donate to Too Raw for TV, you can do so in the link provided in the description box. I want to give a shout out to Ticket TV. I think he was the first one to break this story. And I also want to give a shout out to Quest X. I want to give a shout out to Town Biz. I want to give a shout out to Black Reality TV. I think you did a video about it. And to anybody else who have done videos, I think maybe Santee Walton might have done one too. I want to give a shout out to all you guys that have already done videos talking about this. Now, I'll be reading from an article from USA Today. I'm going to put a link to this article in the description box. Of course, everybody knows now the Lakers, after much speculation, have finally acquired big man Anthony Davis from the New Orleans Pelicans in exchange for far less, or considerably less than what they would have probably had to given up had they done this trade earlier during the season. So this is an all-around victory for the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm going to read from the article now. And let me see. In a stunning trade that will likely have ripple effects throughout the summer and across the NBA, the New Orleans Pelicans have agreed to trade superstar forward Anthony Davis to the LA Lakers. A person with knowledge of the deal confirmed to USA Today Sports on Saturday. The person was not authorized to publicly comment on the deal because it will not be official until after June 30th. In exchange, the Lakers are sending Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, and 3 first-round picks, including number 4 selection in next week's draft, to the Pelicans. The deal will move Davis, one of the league's most dominant players, to the Lakers, where he will join one of the league's most iconic franchises and play alongside LeBron James, who signed with the Lakers as a free agent last summer. It also will accelerate the New Orleans rebuild under new executive vice president of basketball operations, David Griffin, who was hired in April. It goes on to add how the Pelicans are adding players with youth, and of course they have the number 1 pick coming up in Zion Williamson, and that's pretty much it. I want to read from that article. Now, with the situation going on in Golden State, all right, of course the championship exchanged hands. The championship is back in the Eastern Conference after a 3-year absence. Of course, the Toronto Raptors are the defending world champions. All right, now, but we don't know what's going to happen with that team, and in particular, what's going to happen with Kawhi Leonard. Me personally, if I had to guess with Kawhi Leonard, and this is just wild speculation. There's no evidence of anything, of what he's going to do. But I would guess that Kawhi is going to sign a short-term deal with the Raptors. You know what I'm saying? Just out of maybe some type of personal feelings of commitment to this team. You know what I'm saying? I think Kawhi might sign like a 2-year deal with maybe, something like that. And where he can opt out of 1 year or something like that. That's just a guess. But he could very well go to LA, as everyone seems to speculate with him. But regardless of that, the Golden State Warriors, not only are they no longer the league champion, of course, they've had serious injuries dealt to 2 of their best players. Kevin Durant, who suffered that ruptured Achilles in game, I believe, 5 of the NBA Finals after missing a month due to the calf injury. And then, of course, you had the injury to Klay Thompson in Game 6 of the NBA Finals after missing a game earlier in the finals, might have been Game 3 or so, with the calf injury. He ruptured his ACL. Both of these players are going to miss a substantial portion of next season. I don't know if it's going to be all of next season, but I would speculate that at the earliest, Klay will probably be back maybe around the All-Star break. Maybe. With Durant, might be a little longer. Maybe sometime in late March or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing some numbers out there. I don't know. We don't know. All right. But for the most part, the Warriors are going to be without two of their best players. It's going to be Stephen Curry handling the load by himself for a long period of time. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors finish with a record like 48-34. It's going to be a Warrior team that we're not accustomed to seeing. It's going to be a team that isn't going to be terrible, but they're not going to be like the same team that we're accustomed to seeing. All right. So with that, the West is wide open, at least for 1 year. The West is wide open, and we don't know what's going to happen with other teams. We're still looking to see what's going to happen with some of these other potential free agents, in particular Kawhi Leonard, because I was on Ticket TV's live stream earlier today, and I agree with him. I think that the situation now with this Laker team being so much better now, that it's probably going to lead most likely to Kevin Durant staying with the Warriors, because now, to me, at this stage in both of these players' careers, uh, especially with Durant, now that he suffered his injury, now he can see that, how can I say this? The mortality of his career is a real thing now. Like, he can see now that both of these guys are past the age of 30, they're playing for their legacies. So, in essence, if you want to call it a ring count competition, it is that with them. LeBron James has 3 NBA championships. Kevin Durant has 2. He missed the opportunity to get his 3rd NBA championship. So right now, they're playing for their individual legacies, with LeBron James having a leg up. You know what I'm saying? But the Laker team is not completed yet. There are going to be some other acquisitions, to add to this roster. And but the biggest win for them is the fact that they get to keep Kyle Kuzma. And Kyle Kuzma is a much better fit, in my opinion, for LeBron James than Brandon Ingram. Ingram is a very fine player, but Brandon Ingram demands the ball in his hands more so than the Kyle Kuzma. And of course, you have the issue with the blood clots with Brandon Ingram. You don't know how that's going to play out. Hopefully, he'll be able to recover from that totally and he'll have a fine career, but you just never know with that type of situation. That's bigger than basketball. That's something that could be potentially serious. I'll put it like that. It could be potentially a very serious situation with him as far as his health is concerned. And but the Lakers really had a score. They scored this was a 3-run home run. This was a 3-run home run for them, man. As far as what they were able to do today. And LeBron James fanboys are ecstatic. They feel like they're back on top of the world. And I guess they should feel like that. But I will say this, though. LeBron James is 34 years old. And by the next season, he'll be pushing 35 years old. So he'll be entering what would be I believe, his 17th. Let me see. Yeah, he'll be entering his 17th NBA season. I can't think of another player off the top of my head that was entering his 17th season and was playing at the peak of his powers. Even the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was no longer the same player during the 1985-86 season that he was during his prime years. You know what I'm saying? So I tend to think that the window of opportunity for this Laker team with LeBron James is narrow. They got to win now. They got to do it now. All right. This is the perfect opportunity for this Laker team to win a championship with the Golden State Warriors having the serious injuries that they have. They got to do it now. Okay. There's no excuses. Okay. No excuses. And I do not want to see the media, if this Laker team starts off sluggish, starts off like 11-10 or something like that, I do not want to see them blaming everybody except for you know who, because that's one of the problems that could potentially arise with this team. Is that generally speaking, on any team that LeBron James plays on, the big men, especially the four, tends to suffer because partially one of the reasons is that bigs tend to get in the way of LeBron James because of the spacing issues. You know what I'm saying? The center position, he's just really there to get rebounds and lobs. You know, skilled big men, fours, they get in LeBron's way. So, and also uh, with any LeBron James team, you kind of want a stretch four to accommodate the fact that LeBron James is not a great outside shooter. So you kind of, to compensate for that, it helps to have a stretch four out there. But it's hurt the games of countless NBA players. You know what I'm saying? Like Chris Bosh was the guy putting up 24 and 10 with Toronto Raptors. And then we saw how he struggled for the most part in that role as a stretch four with the Miami Heat. The same thing with Kevin Love. Kevin Love was putting up 25, 26 points per game, leading the NBA in rebounding. And then he goes play with the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron James, and he, you know, had his struggles playing in that position. Chris Bosh is the most skilled out of all three of those guys. And at this stage of his career, LeBron James has to be able to let other players flourish around him that are in that position. Like this time, LeBron James is going to have to take a back seat, man. LeBron, to be in all honesty, LeBron going to have to learn how to play off the ball more, man. You know, I'm sorry. He's going to have to learn how to play off the ball more so. Especially if they were to get another skilled scorer, swingman. I mean, they're going to have to, something has to give with that. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much it, man. That's all I got to say about this shit, man. Like, the pressure's on LA now. People aren't anticipating Golden State to go back to the finals. With this big trade, all the pressure is on the Lakers. And one thing I got to say about Anthony Davis, man, look, sometimes you got to be careful what you ask for, man. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to be with LA, you wanted to be on a contending team. Now you got your wish. So, got to make it work now. No excuses for anybody. No excuses for Anthony Davis. No excuses for LeBron James. No excuses for any of these guys. Frank Vogel, you got to deal with a lot of pressure, man, now. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Indiana no more. This ain't the Pacers. You're going to have to deal with a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. And you guys are expected to win now. Barring any serious injuries, you guys are expected to win now. You're on the clock.